Hey everybody, it's Greg again. It's another edition of Unbreakable, the podcast. It is Friday, TGIF, November 15th. And I'm here to tell you, I was at the Eagles game last night. I'm going to give you the whole rundown. What a win it was, huh? Huh? Oh my God, the Eagles, they are in control of their own destiny. They've got a game and a half lead in the NFC East. Plus, you had the fact that they beat Washington already once, so that's sort of like a 2.5 game lead. And did look good there in the first half, but they pulled it through. So let's talk about it. So I went down last night. It was cold, cold as hell. You know, why do they say cold as hell? Hell is supposedly hot, right? It's cold as hell. It was cold, but it was a lot of fun. It was a pre-birthday thing. Thank you to my brother Pat for taking me down for my birthday. The Eagles, I told you about this before. They kind of have a shitty, excuse the expression, policy when it comes to people with disabilities and tickets anymore. Make a long story short, back in the day, you'd be able to call a special number, get into a designated area for people in wheelchairs. So you could see and you have enough room. Not anymore. What you got to do is get lucky, get tickets online. Then you got to go and exchange your tickets at the game and wherever they put you. You don't even know where you're going to sit. So we ended up upstairs in the upper deck, which was fun. We had a good view, but it was cold as hell. And the weird thing about it, we were looking down. I was looking down at where I usually sit, which is 113 outside one of the end zones in the lower level. There was nobody in it. It was totally empty. And I'm saying, what the hell, right? I mean, instead of putting us down there, why don't they stick us up in the upper deck? The Eagles, they do a lot for autism, but as far as their policy, their ticket policy, people with disabilities, it sucks. Okay, anyway. So we're down there for the game. And the first half kind of was it was boring. Eagles weren't moving the ball. They weren't doing nothing. I mean, the defense really kept them in the game. But what is it about the Eagles and starting off the game cold? This first quarter stuff, again, no scored in the first quarter. Washington was leading 7-0. Thank God for the defense because they limited Jaden Daniels. He didn't run like wild like he usually does. He didn't pass. Didn't even pass for 200 yards. Um, Brian Robinson was good for them, the running back. But Zach Ertz, our old friend Zach Ertz, had a good game. But otherwise, the Eagles really held their big receiver, McLaurin. They held him in check. He caught one ball to hold him. And Washington didn't look that good, Everybody's Washington. And Washington this. They didn't look that good. But, the Eagles looked worse in the first half. But what is it with Jake Elliott missing all these kicks, huh? Huh? What the hell? Does he have a hangnail and an ingrown toenail or something? I think? That's unlike him. And I said to my brother, I said, what the hell? What's wrong with Jake Elliott? He's missing all these kicks. And where we were sitting, we were looking down, and that's where Jake Elliott was sitting, the Eagles bench. Right above the parade where he kicks the balls into his net there, practicing. And, after every kick, they're going over and patting him on the shoulder. I wouldn't pat him. I said, kick him in the ass. Kick him in the ass and say, what the hell is wrong with you? Go. Missed 2 field goals, missed an extra point, which luckily did not come back to bite the Eagles. But anyway, so it was a lackluster first half, to say the least. This is an interesting thing that happened. The halftime intermission was the entertainment. Was the Marines, their drill team, silent drill team. And it is pretty remarkable how they all go in formation and they twirl the guns and pass the guns around and stuff, and everything is in sync and very precise. They walk off the field. So I didn't think anything of it, right? Here in the third quarter, about six Marines come up. Right, I'm sitting at the end of the row, the aisle, and about six Marines right in the right across from me. And they're just like regular guys. You think when they're on the field, they don't smile, they're just stone faced. But they're partying with the fans when the Eagles start scoring touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Oh my God, they're up there swaying and dancing, and oh, that was great. Well, Saquon Barkley, thank you, New York Giants, because the Giants gave him to the Eagles. And what a guy. You know what? He should win MVP. I know running backs don't win most valuable player awards, but he should. He has really turned his team around. He has made the Eagles a more balanced offense. You can't just focus on A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Dallas Goedert had a good game last night. You got to really focus on Saquon Barkley. He can kill you. He had 146 yards on the ground. He had another 52 yards in the air, 198 yards combined. This guy had. So, no, he is just carrying the Eagles. Jalen Hurts, he was okay. He passed for 221 yards. Okay. He didn't turn the ball, which was good. But it's Saquon Barkley, and he should be in consideration to win the most valuable player. So the Eagles go wild in the fourth quarter. They overcome Jake Elliott's mistakes, and they win 26-18. Commanders started coming back at the end, but too little too late. Zach Ertz caught a touchdown, good for him. 2-point conversion, good for him. But Washington's, you think about it, they got a little lucky this year. That when they got, remember that Hail Mary that they got against the Bears should have won that game. I mean, the Bears just let up, and the Commanders hit that big touchdown pass. Now, I mean, the Giants can't stink. You don't have to worry about that. But now I was looking at this game. The big thing is going to be now that the NFC East is almost clinched. Eagles are going to get they're going to be in the playoffs because they're going to win the division. Okay. The big thing is going to be home field advantage and players. And here's the thing. The other teams, well, the NFC West is up for grabs. It could be San Francisco, could be Arizona wins it. If you get Arizona outside, well, first of all, they got to come east if they play in Philly. They play inside. You get them outside on a cold January night, maybe a little snow or whatever. They're going to be like fish out of water. And then you get the NFC South. You got the Falcons, probably going to win that division. That's another indoor team. You get them outside, they're not as good. And the Lions. The Lions look like they're going to win the NFC North. Okay. Lions, you get them outside. They are used to playing indoors. Get them outside in January when it's cold. Maybe the weather's a little dicey. They're a different team. So that's what I'm saying. Eagles must focus now on getting that number one seed, because not only do they get a bye so they can rest up, but they have home field advantage all the way through. And the Super Bowl will run through Philadelphia. That's what the Eagles have to do. So you got to keep going. Now you got a few tough games coming up. Yes, they're playing the Cowboys and the Giants. Carolina, all should be wins. They go to the Rams next week. Not an easy game. The Rams are starting to, I don't know, the Rams are just Jekyll and Hyde, But they do have Cooper Kupp, and they do have Puka Nacua. And, you're playing out there. It's the last time the Eagles actually have to get on a plane. Can you believe that? The rest of their games are local. I mean, they could take buses or trains to get to where they need to go. So the Rams, it's a winnable game. Baltimore, winnable game, although the Ravens are tough at home, you know? Uh, and I think the Ravens are going to need that game more than even the Eagles because the Ravens are battling the Steelers. Speaking of the Steelers, got the Steelers coming here. Now, that's an advantage for the Eagles, being at home. But the Steelers are no piece of cake either, you know? So that's going to be a tough game. So you got maybe out of the remaining games, there are 7 games. Eagles are 8-2. All right, they should absolutely win 3 of those games, 11-2. You got 4 games that could go either way, right? So let's say they split those 4, they end up with 13 wins. 13-4, not bad. That should get you home field advantage. But the Lions have only lost 1 game. Now this week, the Lions are playing the Jaguars. Ugh, yeah, Lions should win that game. But I did look at the Lions schedule. They got a lot of tough games coming up. They got to play Minnesota. They've got to play the Bears twice. They got to play the Packers. They've got to play the 49ers out in San Francisco. That's tough. And they have to play the Buffalo Bills. So it's no bowl of cherries for them. I'm just saying, somehow, some way, the Eagles must beat from the Lions and get the number seed. Somehow, some way. That's going to be the goal for the rest of the season. Get the Lions outside and let's see how they do in the playoffs, right? Defense and the running game. Ingredients for a championship, especially if you're a team playing in the Northeast. In the wintertime, when it's cold, with the possibility of snow or sleet, you must have a running game and you must have a solid defense. And the Eagles have both. The Eagles have remade their defense and Vic Fangio, and they've got their secondary is 100% better. The defensive line is playing better. The linebackers with Kobe Dean and Baum playing better. Solid ground game with Saquon Barkley, Kenny Gainwell, backing them up. Solid. That's what you need to make a run deep into the playoffs. And, to top it off, the Eagles have a really good passing game, too, with Smith and Brown and Goddard. So, the key, though, as we know, as you know, is Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts runs the show. He's got to play well. Just can't screw things up. And the thing about Jalen Hurts is he hasn't been screwing it. He hasn't been turning the ball over like he did early in the year. That's good. Jalen Hurts, just don't turn the ball over. Manage the game. Use your weapons. And he's going to be okay. Nick Sirianni didn't have any stupid decisions last night. He played a clean game and he won. Don't screw it up, Nick. Don't screw it up. So there you go. I mean, to me, the Eagles have as good of a chance to get to the Super Bowl as anybody in the NFC. Yeah, Lions are really good, but as I said, it depends on when and where you play if you face them in the playoffs. That's the bottom line. So it was a fun night at the game, cold night, but a fun night, and it was nice to see the birds with. All right. Well, I didn't have any guests today. I had my door open. You never know who's going to come through that damn door. I mean, I said, it could be anybody. Like it could be the Queen of England, although she's not alive. You don't know. You don't know who's going to come through my bedroom door. You just don't know. I thought we were going to get a guest appearance by Katie or Coco, but I guess not. All right. Well, before I go though, here. This is a guy who never lets me down. Huh? There he is, Bud. Our patron saint of the fine broadcast area, Tongue Man. Look at him. We miss you and love you, Bud. And I'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk more football. A lot of good football coming up this weekend. And before we do, there he is. There goes to a Nacho. Mr. Nacho Man. I want to hug a Nacho Man. Coco, that's his Nacho. All right, sorry, but enough. Everybody have a good Friday. Peace and love. Have fun. Huh? Enjoy it. It's supposed to be a pretty decent weekend. It should be a good week. So everybody have a nice weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Remember, if you get a chance, subscribe, and you'll never miss an episode. And that's it for today. See you next time. Go Eagles. Take care.